Hello again, this is Marcus from Free Fork Web Agency, and in this video I'm going to show you how to set up your WordPress theme and go through a couple of configurations. No, and I take that back. We're not going to really go into the theme installation yet. We're going to go into setting up the actual WordPress environment on your local server. And so if you've not seen my first video, we pretty much went through setting up Vagrant, VirtualBox, and setting up your host file and your configuration file that pretty much connect with one another to allow you to work on your WordPress site locally. And in fact, we actually have it all set up right here. We just have not added the WordPress environment in the specified directory. That's why it's saying the not found. It's in the requested URL was not found on the server just because it's not there. So what we're going to do, and again, what you're going to need to do is first install WordPress. So download WordPress. So you're going to have a file just like this. So I'm going to extract that right there and make sure that it's got to be exactly the same folder name that you have provided. And if you're following my examples, it's just going to be migrate site. So I'm going to do that right now. Migrate site. Now we have this. So what am I going to have to do now is actually add this to the specified directory. So wherever you set up Vagrant, you're going to have to put it in there. And remember, I told you that I placed this in local. So I'm going to actually move this to local right now. And remember the websites file, there's the app backup. So when we're right here, there it is. So that's right here. So now I'm just going to add, let me go back here. I'm just going to add migrate site to websites. Now if I do ls, it's showing there's migrate site. Now in fact, if we reload this now, it's going to actually show. There we go. It's all set up. Now I also mentioned that we were going to look into a database management system software that I use for all of my projects, and the best one in the business is SQL Pro, at least for the Mac. Seems it's really my favorite just because it's just so simple. I mean, honestly, it's a very, very, very simple solution, and it's just everything I need. And if you're using Vagrant and VirtualBox, I'm going to advise you that you use Google this right now, SQL Pro. Vagrant, my bad. So Vagrant, SQL Pro, oh, wow. I'm definitely not Laracast. This is the best video that I've found as far as setting this up locally. It goes through everything, and I really don't want to repeat this video, so I would just advise it should be free to watch this. If it's not, then send me a comment and I could show you exactly how to access this. But you pretty much just have to take all these settings, because when we set up Vagrant, the username and the password default to root and root. So I'm not gonna even tamper with any of that. And we have the MySQL host, just right there, localhost that we're using, and that is pretty much it. So the only thing you really need to configure is just accessing this insecure private key, which you're able to find within the virtual directory. I mean the Vagrant directory. And he goes into this. Jeffrey Way goes into this very, very well. But if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll show you exactly how you do this. Pretty much what you have to do is first show hidden files. And as you see, we're actually in the very root directory, and then there's the Vagrant right here. There's the folder right here, and then there's the insecure private key. And that's pretty much what you have to do. Just select that, and then you're able to connect. And you can only connect if your Vagrant is up. Remember, we have Vagrant up that we've used. So if I do Vagrant up again, oh, my bad. If I do Vagrant up again, saying, hey, wait a minute, the machine is already up, so we don't need to do that. It's already running. So if I did Vagrant halt, it's not going to connect. In fact, let me show you that real quick, because we didn't go into this last time. If I do Vagrant halt is shutting down the VirtualBox, pretty much the virtual machine. So by doing so, we're not going to be able to connect anymore. And in fact, if I reloaded if I reload this page right here, it's actually not gonna. It's gonna come back with an error. And as you see right here, connection lost, because our server is down. We have we have shut off lamp. Everything is completely down. So let's do Vagrant up again to re-enable that. It may take a couple of minutes or a couple of moments to do that. Let's reconnect and see if it's still going to take a while. And this one's still loading, so it's not finding any of this now. Let's see here. So we are connected again. And again, SQL Pro, if you just Google SQL Pro, I am really not typing today, am I? Really not as well as I'd hope. So yeah, just Google SQL Pro and you could download it. It's completely free. I'm sorry, I didn't really go into that. But now what you're gonna need to do is add a database. So you can just do that by up here. There's a choose database. And also make sure when you connect the first time to add to favorites. And you may need to redo this because it doesn't keep it. It doesn't keep it like it did for me right there if I close this. So just add a database, and we're just going to start with migrate site like this. We're going to keep it exactly this, the same as the domain name, and we are all set. We don't even need to work with this anymore. Now we go back to our WordPress installation right here and choose whatever language and click continue. And now just click let's go. And domain name, database name, it's going to be migrate site right here. And the username is root. So same information for accessing my SQL Pro. And then the database host is just localhost, and give it a prefix. I typically like to use something like this maybe, or sort of like an acronym of the site or whatever works for you. And click submit. Now, all right, Sparky, we've made it through the installation. We just have to click run the installation. I'm just going to put my great site. I'm going to just use admin, and the password's going to be 123. I'm just going to go with 123. That's simple enough. And I'm just going to use my email and allow search engines to index this site. And now it's going through the installation. And in fact, if I refresh this database, you're going to see that it actually added all the necessary tables. Everything is set up. Now there's really nothing in here right now, other than some very basic information, probably just within the post, the welcome to WordPress, and possibly the one Mr. WordPress comment, and that is about it. So we have actually set up WordPress on our local machine. In fact, let's go to the domain name right now, and what am I doing? Let's go right here. It is all set up. This is actually the latest WordPress theme that they've created, a 2015 theme. It's pretty nice, and everything should be working. We're accessing that first post. Actually, you can see right here, there's the comment right there, Mr. WordPress, and so forth. In fact, if I were to add a comment, actually, it's not going to work right now because, it will work. Well, actually, yeah, let me just show you what I mean. Well, let's log in first so you can see. Remember, our admin is admin123 because I don't want to modify. I don't need to. I'd rather just leave a reply as an admin. So let's do example. Post comment. There it is. You see, it's from me right there. It has IP, and that is it. So in our next video, we're going to go into some configurations on the WordPress application, and I'm just going to provide some insights on what I typically change initially, and then we're going to, in the fourth part, we're gonna be building the theme. We're just working with that briefly, just so you could mess around with that. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. And again, this is Marcus from FreeFork Web Agency. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, and have an absolutely terrific day. Thank you.